This is Eric Muadid, Muadid.com, with about 15 minutes to go before the end of the session, end of the week, and end of the last trading session for April 30th, 2021. So it's the end of the month, so we're going to be concentrating in this video more on monthly charts as we go into a new month. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at, of course, general US markets. We'll take a look at commodities, gold, take a look at silver. At some point, we're going to take a look also at the cryptos, and we'll take a look at some world markets like the Nifty, Canadian market, Brazilian market, total market index in terms of the global market, and the Nifty. And we'll also take a look at the cryptos as a whole, as an index to see what they are setting up to do, potentially. So even as US markets are trading down into the end of the session, what we should not forget is the big picture. And on the big picture, the Dow is trading at an all-time and closing at an all-time monthly closing high. This is 3 months of data. Let's take a look at a longer view so we can appreciate where markets are trading. The Dow closing at an all-time monthly closing high, irrespective of the close. S&P 500 closing at the highs, all-time monthly closing high. And of course, the Nasdaq closing at a fresh all-time monthly closing high. It's been a great bull run. And not to be left behind, the cryptos as a group are trading at a fresh all-time monthly closing high. All right, let's begin with the Nasdaq weekly, and we're going to go back to two numbers, or at least go back to the previous number we've been tracking the Nasdaq with. It is the closing high from February, and that number is 1409.5.47. So this is the February weekly closing high. As of this very instant, we are seeing that the Nasdaq is struggling, albeit slightly, to break out. So as we've been concluding here is, as long as the market is finding it difficult to stay above that number, the more we stay below that number, the more this is becoming more and more a red flag and the cause for concern for market bulls. Now, what the market would need to do here is just gather itself, move above this price level, in other words, break out on the weekly to continue this impressive run. Now, there's another way of looking at this, and we have to go to William O'Neill's school of thought, and it is the fact that, or the possibility that we might be forming some type of a cup and handle, where this is the weekly closing high from February. This is the weekly closing high from this past month, which is there. So let me give you that number. Before we see a big market drop, we would have to be trading below the moving averages. So right now, any sell signal, if there is any in the market, is only shallow until we see a break of major trends and trend lines down the road. Now, we can see here that net, we can also argue that the market did make an attempt to break out. As we've seen, that breakout is failing, and the Nasdaq is now forming this negative divergence. That negative divergence could be setting the stage for an eventual market pullback. Now, I need to emphasize this because irrespective of how the market is trading this instant, it's going to take some visual break. And I would surmise this is one line to watch, the price lows trend line, or you can watch the recent RSI lows trend line on the weekly for some type of guidance as to whether the market is going to see a substantial drop. A break below these two lines would be a serious violation of trend lines and would set the stage for a market drop. Otherwise, what I'm saying is the market still continues to be stable to bullish. Now, that concludes the free portion of this video. The rest of the video is for paid Moathe.com clients.